Greetings, YouTube. It's your favorite DM Fishsuit here, back with another episode of Rime of the Frostmaiden. It's been like 3 weeks IRL since we played, so I have no idea what's going on, and when I ask my players where we are in the narrative, you're about to know that I'm sincerely needing to ask because I'm not sure what we're actually doing in the game. But listen, thank you everybody who's watching these episodes on YouTube. You can also watch them live on Twitch. We are live. As you can see, we're live on Twitch right now. We stream these games every other Monday. Start about 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. And but listen, if you like watching on YouTube, appreciate the subs on YouTube. Come over to Twitch, link in the description below. Drop the follow on Twitch. Without further ado, let's jump over and join our players. Let's join our story already in progress.
I have an idea.
Oh, okay. Let's start. Let's start with this idea.
What? Oh, hi.
I need to restart my computer. So yeah, start with her idea.
Oh, but Zune, this is great because you're at the end of the row. So when you leave, it's not going to fuck absolutely everything up.
Shoot. Oh god. I'm sorry.
No. It's actually like the best person to leave right now.
Oh, I thought it was sarcasm. Okay.
No, you're at the end, so it's not going to screw everything up. And sweet. Jordy won't become Cleo, and Cleo won't become Gusto, and you're fine. Go restart. We'll be here.
Not again.
Sunflower, thank you so much for the 16 months. You know the drill. Sunflower, you got a couple of bonuses before the stream started today. I don't know if you saw that, but you have.
I did. I literally walked in the door at. I haven't seen anything.
Let's go. Right on time. I love it. And then Zune is the one who's gonna have to get the door, and he's gonna restart. It's crazy. What's going on, Moment Killer? Nice to see you, dude. Okay.
So roll 1d4, right?
Yep, and then you can add that to, I'm assuming, your rolls. So you have a lot of pluses to your rolls tonight.
So what were the other ones that I got?
I think it's just a +1 and a +1.
A +1, and then my +3.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
You're racking them up.
My cat's on my notebook. I'll put it in D&D.
All right. Jordy, hanging out in hallways and listening to private conversations, maybe.
I don't know if he's close enough to hear it, because he's not the sneakiest.
That's true. So you're just kind of like,
you might hear some ruckus with the bed. That's about it. Like when it was tying them up.
You don't think you'd hear my performance? I'd imagine she'd be pretty loud.
Whoa.
Performance.
I really want while we're kind of waiting for Zune to come back, I really want to explore what's going through Jordy's mind right now as he stands out in the hallway.
I guess he does actually hear a bit of the song and he's like, oh, she's committed to her work.
He's like tapping his foot. Oh, that's pretty good.
I think Zune put it. I was in the back of. There's some hoes in these houses. Out in the hallway. That's how Zune put it. I don't want to steal his thunder.
I think it's funny. I guess I'm a little confused about how we ended up in this particular situation where everybody is right now. So, as a quick recap for anybody who didn't see the last session of this. When you guys got into Good Mead, there was some sort of a fight that was just ending, and there was some injured people on the ground. One of them was Olivessa, who's sort of I don't know, probably who you consider to be the presumptive next town speaker of Good Mead. She's treated you really nicely, through your dealings with the people of Good Mead. She seems like a fair and good person, so you kind of latched onto her, and she really wants Jordy to be the town speaker of Good Mead. She really didn't want to do it. But she was really injured, but Gusto got over there, saved her life, and you got her back into the mead hall in Good Mead, and Shandar Froth, this guy who you had some dealings with, who is also going to be running for Speaker of Good Mead, he seems to be the hero of the day, and I think everybody from the start is this is bullshit. This guy was a piece of shit. There's no way But everybody pretty sincerely believes it, and even Olivessa believes it at the time, and she does not want this guy to be the speaker. But even she's like, yeah, he came out and he protected me. You are kind of with Olivessa, and you're kind of trying to bring her around to be like, no, there's no way. I mean, you haven't even really dealt with Shandor at this point, but you're like, you're like, there's no way that this guy... What's happening?
Ernest was one of our closest friends, and we were very close with Mr. Ernest.
What is happening?
What is that?
What the hell's going on? Is this audio coming from my computer?
Oh, it appears to be.
What the
According
fuck?
to Discord.
That's not the worst audio you could have coming out of your computer. So.
What the...
Do you have any ads on a screen that you have open?
I don't have anything open. Alright, give me 2 seconds.
I heard like Alexa or something, and then that started happening.
Oh, it's my watch just started playing it. Oh my god, I was like freaking out. I was like, we were just listening to an episode of Comedy Bang Bang. So my watch has this like weird thing where if it hears the trigger word and it turns on and it doesn't respond to you don't respond to it, it just starts playing whatever like MP3 you were listening to last. So we just heard like a few seconds of the show, the podcast Comedy Bang Bang, if anybody was interested. Okay. Sorry, that was really... I thought it was somebody's phone that went off, and I didn't know it was mine. And then she's just like, oh, here, you want to listen to that podcast you were listening to earlier? All right. And we're back. I honestly thought it was like... I thought Vlor was laughing so hard that I thought he was fucking with me. But listen, we brought enough time to bring Zune Master back. All right, so... You guys are in Olivessa's room, and you were trying to like figure out what you're going to do next. And I thought like almost 90% that you guys were going to be heading into Bryn Shander. At the last moment, Cleo decides that she's going to try to basically seduce Shandar. And Jordy is... we were joking at the start of the stream because Jordy is outside the room, I don't know, ready to like rush in, I guess, if there's something like goes horribly wrong.
Yeah, because Cleo specified she wanted the door unlocked.
I wanted a bodyguard.
So, right before you
got
went...
one, all right.
Right before you went in to investigate or like to seduce Shandar, Kindar had examined the coin purse that you had stolen from Shandar like 3 or 4 days ago, the last time you were in Good Mead. And he identified the symbol on that coin purse as belonging to the Zentarum. And I told you guys a little bit about the Zentarum then. It's sort of a shadow organization, rogues, thieves, that kind of thing. She went in there, you seduced Shandar, and he said, have you ever heard of the Zentarum? Give me 2 seconds. I'm so sorry. This is driving me nuts. Like, I can't stop it. It just keeps playing. There's like a whole... I could go into like a long soliloquy about getting podcasts to work on this watch, but I'll spare you guys that. Throw it in the bedroom. It's definitely off now, Book Fairy. It's definitely off. So she seduced Shandar, and then he said right before we ended last time, "Have you heard of the Zentarum?" And that's where we ended it. So that's where we'll begin this session. What's up, Jax?
The coins from Targos as well.
Oh, right. The like gold inside, you could tell was like a special mint from Targos. I'm gonna reconnect here, see if we can. Is it Zune's camera? Okay, there it was me. It was me after all. Okay, so we ended with Shandar. I don't remember what Shandar sounds like either, so he's just gonna sound like me tonight. He ends with, you ever hear of the Zentarum? Cleo shakes her head. A lie within a lie, but Shandar is so far under her spell the deception doesn't give him the slightest pause. Well, I'm what you might call a major player in the organization here in 10 Towns. He kind of puffs his chest out when he says that to you. Cleo, make a perception check or an insight check, whatever's your higher bonus.
Okay.
Also make a cat check.
No. Jesse, you need to roll. Great. 6.
All right. I forgot. I was panicking to try to figure out what was making the sound I closed. What was making the sound I closed our music for the night? Okay, 6. All right. Surely you've seen the dark tidings, literally and figuratively, gripping Icewind Dale. There's Chaos Girl in the Zentarum. We are the ones who will bring order to the chaos. When the world falls apart, the only thing left to do is take whatever you can get your hands on and make your last days, weeks, or years, however long we have left on this miserable plane, to take what's rightfully ours and to hell with everyone else. Those men, I actually got them to come here from Targus and stage the attack. I'm sure to be made the town speaker now. Shandar Froth has chopped down his last tree. Good Mead's town speaker is a pretty cushy title. We're set here in Good Mead. As long as that mead keeps flowing, it'll keep flowing in my glass. If you play your cards right, you can serve at my side and reap the rewards right along with me. He licks his lips, looking Cleo up and down. Now how about you keep that dancing going, girl, for your big, powerful dwarven speaker?
I go up to him and I say, wow, you must be a super powerful man, huh? And then I tell him that I have an extra sexy surprise for him. And I take like a piece of cloth or something and I blindfold him.
Alright. So, yeah, he's like a willing participant. So, as you blindfold him, you're kind of like reaching around, to tie the blindfold in the back of his head, and you can smell his like stinking, rotting breath.
Ooh, smells so good, baby. Okay, so after I do that, I back away. I say 1 second, and then am I able to cast Mage Hand whilst this is going on, or will he be notified of that if I do it sneaky enough?
It depends on the nature of your charm that you have happening. So does your charm require like continuous, like let's read a little bit about the move or whatever that you pulled on him, because it might be like a concentration or something.
Because what I want to do is, maybe if I just tell you what I want to do.
Sure.
I want to basically use my Mage Hand to open the door, but I want to be like singing while doing it so that he can't hear the door opening.
Okay, let's... It's not that I'm going to disallow you, because we might just rule against it. What spell is he under right now?
He's not under a spell. I just casted Enthralling Performance.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to see. I just want to make sure that Enthralling Performance, like, continues to work. If you try to...
It's like if he gets injured or something, it goes away or something like that.
You can perform for 1 minute. You can attempt to inspire wonder in your audience by singing. He failed to save. While in charm, the target idolizes you. Effect ends after 1 hour. Yeah, so he is still... Yeah, you can do whatever you want, Cleo.
Oh, great.
Just don't, like, whip him or anything.
Well...
No inflicting pain.
Oh, that's a good point. So I decide to like just do a little song dance performance. I don't know, I sing like Pony by Genuine, something sexy. But I want to like use my Mage Hand to open the door and like kind of like use like a little come here to like Jordy like to come into the room.
All right. Yeah, I don't see an issue with that. Jordy, you hear the door creak open.
Jordy's like, guess that's my cue. I guess he would try to be a bit subtle. Like he's not like rushing down the hallway, just kind of like walks in the hallway, try not to make too much noise.
Kicks the door down, rusts away.
Once I see Jordy is at least within earshot of everything, I kind of like try to crawl up to him and tell him to like tell me that story again, baby. I love hearing about men in power.
And so he gives like he retells the story, Cleo, in a way that you now realize that there's like truth wrapped. It's a lie sandwich, like before when you tried to zero in on exactly what he was saying. It was all still kind of shocking to you, but now you're hearing the story again, and he's embellishing how like powerful he is within the organization. But he essentially recaps the same story, but he makes himself sound like even cooler.
Oh wow, you're so cool. And I look over at Jordy because he's blindfolded, and I kind of like point to him and shrug like and mouth like, "What do we do?"
Shandar's like, "You smell like a delicious dwarf."
I say, "Thanks, baby," and
This smell reminds me of my mother.
Oof.
I just start to sweet talk him. I dirty talk. I talk about how sexy it is that he's so powerful, and I just try to like talk his ear off while Jordy and I try to think of like, should we like if we should grab Olivessa or something? Like, I don't know.
That's a good question, because Jordy's not necessarily the most subtle type, but he knows that this has to be a delicate situation, because he still has his posse out in the tavern that are going to back him no matter what.
Jordy's just like silently just shrugging his shoulders. I don't fucking know. What do you want me to do?
Okay, I mouth to him, "Get Kyn'bartender now," and I tell him to go. I just continue to, I don't know, I massage him, but not in like a sexy way. I don't want to do anything to this man. Like, Cleo has no interest in like doing the deed with this gentleman here. I don't know, she just kind of like fucks with him and tells him how powerful he is, and just tries to like schmooze his ego.
I heard that you fuck with him, so that's fine with me. So Cleo and Shandar fucking. Anyway, Jordy goes and grabs. Kyn'bartender, you open the door. You see something you wish you could unsee. Oh no!
I'm so glad Clyde is not there.
He needs to be safe.
Clyde, earmuffs.
Yeah.
I think that Cleo is wily enough to where she could just keep plying him, keep telling him how great and strong he is. It's clearly something that he cares about, while she's like stalling for time. I don't see any issue with that. That's right up Cleo's alley. So, Jordy, you run and grab Kyn'bar's in Olivessa's room. They're playing like Uno. You're like,
I thought it was bartending still.
Oh, that's right. Well, did you leave bartending? Yeah, we made him leave the bartend. Remember, the whole bar was like, boo, when he had,
yeah.
Oh yeah.
he had to go talk to Olivessa.
Fef is there, isn't he? Did
Yes,
not make
Fef Morin,
come back
the
as another
rapper.
plan?
Yep.
Okay. And then he came back and had a completely different plan, so now Fef's just kind of stuck there.
So it's the three of
That's
us.
like,
and
so
Jordy
is
in
it
the room.
cool if I? I mean, if you guys
have
aren't.
tried to.
I know that I'm in there with Olivessa as well.
So, Jordy, you go in and give them a rundown of what's currently happening.
Yeah, basically, Jordan lets him know that, alright, Cleo got Shandor spill his guts in the room down the hall. She asked me to get Kyndar. I don't know why, but I'm assuming she has a plan.
Are like the guts all over the bed and everything?
Oh, I guess that should clear. He didn't literally spill his guts.
Oh.
Yet.
I would assume. I
But
thought
I
that
don't know.
Kyn'bartender was at the bar at this time. If I knew that he was in Olivessa's room, I feel like I would have been like, get Kyndar and I would have said get everyone.
Okay.
Or
That's
just
fair.
get Kyndar.
Okay. I mean, I guess everyone can come if they want.
I kind of
I
feel like
assume-
everyone was gonna go anyway.
Yeah, because yeah, that's what I figured. So yeah, gave him the rundown, and I'm assuming everyone's going to go there, but Kyndar is going to be the one that actually like walks up and like sees what the idea is. Maybe.
Kyndar, I kind of want to ask Olivessa, like, what do you think right now, knowing that Shandar isn't who you thought he was?
Yeah, Olivessa's like still super hurt, right? Like she just was on the very edge of death, like an hour or 2 hours ago. So she's like, he's always wanted the power. It still surprises me that someone who I've known a great many years would do something like this, nearly kill me and put our town in danger. He truly must have fallen in with some bad element. The Zentarum, you said. I didn't know they had footholds this far north.
So when we all go, I want to make sure that Fef does go. So we have someone that's not just us, someone that's like a native to Good Mead, that can kind of like vouch for us, kind of like, I guess not completely unbiased, but like he's lived there and was like hunted and done stuff for the town.
Yeah, in lieu of like having Olivessa there, having a townsperson to view the treachery is probably a good idea. Define Odds, thank you so much, dude, for the 38 months. Roll a d4 on the Discord, give it to one of our players, or me. I have a bunch tonight. Thank you so much, dude. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense to me, Jackson.
I'm just gonna stay outside here with Clyde.
You're like feeding him potato chips. Even
Yeah.
though Cleo specifically said don't feed him any potato chips, you're just like, here, you can eat as many as you want.
Well, it's not after midnight, so
He likes the barbecue ones the best. That's some lore for Clyde. Clyde loves barbecue potato chips. This is his favorite thing.
I love that.
Okay, so off to Cleo's room, I believe. Yeah, Cleo's room, because we were like, well, Shandar wouldn't have a room because he lives here. But Cleo was like, let's go back to your place, and he's like, sure, I share with 6 other dudes. we have a 6 foot tall, we have a 6 bed tall bunk bed that we all sleep in at night. I'm on the 4th. I'm on the 4th row. So, do you, Kyndar, you lead your way into Cleo's room at this point? Like, how are you handling this?
Yeah, I think Kyndar would kind of maybe like slowly just kind of make his way in there. Hopefully, get like, waving his hands a little bit, get Cleo's attention without making any noise.
Okay. Cleo?
Yeah.
I mean, like, are you like waving your hands, or like what are you doing?
I'm kind of waving, like I don't know what. I'm just kind of walking in here, knowing that you wanted me, so here I am.
Kind of look at him, and I just like point at Shandar, and I just go, like, mouth to him, like, I don't know what to
do. we didn't plan for our plan going exactly as we'd hoped.
I just knew that, like, Leo
almost
just
never
saw an
happens.
opportunity and went with it. And then she's like, well, she would like to kill him, but she has to go with the reason in the group. So she thought that maybe like Kindar would be a good person to put some like logical thought into her process instead of like, oh, he's tied up. Let's maybe just stab him and put everyone out of their misery.
Guys, terrible news. Our plan worked exactly as we'd hoped.
That doesn't happen very often
It's true.
for anybody, really.
Like, I don't think that like Olivessa and them would be outside if I just see Kindar. I only think Kindar is there.
That's
But
true.
I would think ideally it would make sense if somebody like her heard it, or like,
Well, that's why
Seth?
Jordy brought Fef.
yeah. So
Yeah,
yes,
so
that's what I
Kindar kind of like maybe like tries to get Cleo to come a little bit closer, you know, makes a couple like a Khmer sort of sign so that we're not talking too loud or not trying to like, you know, read each other's lips the whole time, but so
Well, I can't. If he hears even a little bit, my plan is screwed. Okay, I tell him that.
I use a minor illusion to make a sign that says Fef is outside.
Interesting.
Let's
Hey,
go.
That's it.
Oh,
right there.
that's it. If you didn't already have 9 inspirations, I would give you an inspiration for that.
Wow. Okay. I like kind of signal to him to like get him to come in.
And so, yeah, like, Kindar, you like peek your head out the door and you get Fef in the room, and he's like really confused.
Okay, so when he walks in the room, I basically climb on him and I ask him to
On
tell
Fef?
me one more time. No, on Chandar. And I ask him to tell me one more time about how powerful and wonderful his plan was, because I think that he is just this incredible person. I schmooze him up.
Yeah, so as Shandar repeats the story a third time, this time he paints himself to be like the most powerful man in 10 Towns. Like, he is the strongest, the best, the coolest guy in 10 Towns. And as he's telling you this, he's like getting so excited that he's like drooling on himself. Like, he's like, when he's talking, he's like saliva is spewing from his mouth. And he's like getting really, really excited about how awesome he is.
So sexy. That's what I tell him. I'm so grossed out, but I just tell him it's
And
so
Fef,
sexy.
like, Fef makes him like a move like he's gonna strike him because he's so angry, but he actually like kind of catches himself and holds himself back. Looks at Kindar, and he just has this like furious look on his face. Kindar.
I kind of like maybe pull Fef back a little bit, just not wanting to give away what's happening yet.
Yeah.
And actually like maybe like pull him out towards the door, maybe like walk him towards the door.
As
Kinda
soon as you
heard what
get
he
to
needs to hear.
sort of that door, he just like whispers very harshly in your ear. He's like, "That man was paid for what he did."
Okay, you know what? I shoo everybody out of the room. And I...
Including Shandar. He's
No. And I have Shandar there, and it's just us in the room right now.
Okay.
The door's shut. It's just us in the room.
okay.
Okay, cool. I unblindfold him, and I kind of just like schmooze him up, and we're talking. I just like, if once this thing is over, is he still gonna like, I know he's not gonna be as entranced, but is he gonna be like left over with the memory of what like happened? Like, is he still gonna be like, oh, that's that girl, the thing?
I don't think so. I'm gonna probably just GM rule that he wouldn't know because
Like
he
he wouldn't
failed
remember
the
any of it?
save. Like, he might just have like a fond memory or a feeling like very strongly about you, but he's not gonna know it was any kind of magic that you pulled on him or that you. Nothing like that, because he failed. I just think there's consequences to failing your saving throw on something like this, and if he even if he succeeded on his saving throw, your charm wouldn't have worked, but he still wouldn't have known. It's specifically written into the spell, so I'm gonna say no. When he comes out of this, he's not gonna feel about you any worse or better, basically.
Okay. I then tell him, you know, I feel like I'm sobering up. How about we go get some more drinks downstairs?
And you can tell he's like kind of disappointed, but he also is just like really wants to do whatever you want to do.
Okay. I don't untie him yet. I blindfold him one more time and I give him one more second and I go out to the door. And if I can get away with it, I want to whisper that we're going to come downstairs. Side note, like, so he doesn't know, like, my plan on this is like, should we maybe just let him, like, if everyone knows, maybe we can do something on the side, like from the inside that takes him out instead of just taking him out right now. I don't know what your guys' thoughts on that are.
Yeah, because we don't know if his posse is also with this organization.
That's why I'm like, should I try to get on his good? Yeah, that's why I was asking if I would be on his good side or not. I don't know where to go for.
Since Fef knows, we could definitely spread at least, like, I guess it would be a rumor, even though it's true. Just so people will have, like, just instills at least some doubt in some of the townsfolk. Have, like, Fef talk to some people, since people probably gonna think we're biased because we're not from town. But Fef, I assume, has kind of lived here and trappers who provide food and stuff for the town.
Yeah.
I just don't know if it would be smart to just like murder him right here, right now. But if like,
No, probably
can
not.
get on. Okay.
You can always do a public execution.
Yeah. Okay.
That is true. Or we could, I don't know when the next sacrifice is, but we could offer that up as the execution, make him the sacrifice. No
What-
lottery or anything, just like...
My actual thoughts on that is using public execution as a way of getting more information out of them. Maybe getting information as to what the actual plans are from this group, because if this is something that's, you know, infiltrated the entire Tin Town, we need to do something.
Yeah, it's true. It's probably, we do know it's probably in Targos, or however you pronounce it, since that's where you got the money from. So there's something going on there, at least. So that's at least 2 towns now, if not more.
So
So that's a
tempted to
good point.
just like, just want to
Slit his
murder
throat.
him. But I don't think that's smart to do right now. Okay. Okay. I re-blindfolded him, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Does he have clothes on the ground or any like things?
I
With
don't think
pockets?
that either of you had disrobed in any way.
He hasn't.
I don't,
Okay.
No, I don't see him as nude. Unless you really want him to be nude, Sunflower, we'll say that he's wearing clothes.
Okay. Damn. I was hoping to just pickpocket him a little more.
Yeah, I mean,
you could. You literally could. He's
Okay.
he's enthralled. I mean,
I reach into his pockets and I pull it out because I don't
Whoa.
know. I just reach into his pockets and I whip
it
everything
was
out.
like, oh, getting frisky.
What is in his pockets?
What's in his pockets? There's
Banana.
a few like loose copper, some silver.
I take it.
All right, you can add here. Just because I get the feeling that I'm not going to get to roll any dice tonight. You get
some loose silver. Put that
one,
in your inventory.
1 silver and 9 copper. You can add that to your character sheet. Other than that, he's got basically nothing on it. Some
He's
jerky,
so powerful. I take his
a
no.
condom.
Nope.
It's all those
she
tips for
learned
that
her
off the
lesson
bartender.
with random meat. She's done with random meat.
That's a great callback.
No more random.
Take an
Yeah.
inspiration for that, Sunflower.
I was just like, wait.
Oh, as we're all reminded of the time that Cleo almost ate some dwarf on a stick.
Jackson, that would be some random dwarf meat, wouldn't it?
Some strange dwarf meat.
Yeah, right.
Hey, hey, we don't judge.
All right, so After I take all the stuff out of his pockets, I very reluctantly
Tongue in.
unblindfold him. I untie him, and I make sure that no one else is in the hallway, just standing there. And if they are, I shoo them away.
Like, imagine everyone's just trying to listen, and she comes out and shoos us way more like. Whereas in front, it's just like go.
That's what I'm picturing. And then I guess we go down to the bar, and I just get him a couple shots, and then I kind of just say goodbye for the night if it's possible, and then leave him to go back to my people.
Bartender Kyndar. Press a
When-
couple of shots.
Oh wait, hold on. If we go down to the bar, yeah, hold on. You do your thing, Floor.
So when Cleo goes back into the room, I'd like to ask everybody if they'd meet me downstairs at the bar.
Okay. And then a few seconds later, Cleo comes out with Shandar in tow. He's like noticeably having trouble standing. When you guys walk down the staircase into the bar, Shandar is at the top of the stairs, Cleo, while you were walking next to him. He yells out to the bar and he's like, "For Good Mead!" And everybody looks up and is like, "Woo!" That's partying down in the bar.
Okay. I don't leave him yet. If he's still under the spell, does he wander towards any groups of people? Like, can I go with him with those people?
Yeah.
Because he's gonna probably talk me up, and I'm curious of getting in with his friends a little bit and seeing what they're about.
Absolutely, yeah. So he heads to his lumberjack buddies, basically. So you follow him over to that group, and I would like to just visit the group at the bar. What are you guys doing?
Kyndar, yeah, I reclaim my place as a Kyn'bartender.
the Kyn'bartender. Possibly my favorite visual image that's happened in this campaign.
Definitely future NPC right there.
Yep. Just juggling bottles and stuff while he's having a serious conversation with Jordy, Gusto, and Fef is actually down there with you, and Fef is super agitated. Fef is like, "You're gonna let him parade in front of his little friends, knowing that he almost killed Olivessa? He attacked our town. He literally attacked our town."
But we're the only ones that know that. We can't just kill him in the middle of here. Trust me, I almost did if Lord didn't stop me.
Well, now that we know, who's to say we couldn't? Maybe we just announced to everyone that we're so proud of the job that he did bringing the bandits here from such and such group. And if it wasn't for him, we'd be stuck with Olivessa. And, hope that we could join forces with the group, maybe meet up with the other town and have some fun. That way we can maybe get them to speak a little bit more, get the word out to everyone, because I'm sure there's still plenty of people here that would love to hear the actual story.
So you're saying
Call him out in front of everybody. I mean, technically, he is still enthralled.
to Cleo?
Yeah, I'm sure Cleo could convince him of something. I mean, otherwise, we could just hang out here and drink.
I feel like my only other plan is to use the rest of this time to just see if I can get any other intel from his friends on the inside. And if he talks me up to his friends, they're not enthralled by me, so they should just like me then, right? They'll still think fondly of me.
I think that's a fair enough assumption. I mean, he's kind of like the de facto leader of the group, right? And so
yeah, so that's my thought process on this. Use this remaining. I shouldn't have that much time left on the clock.
It's an hour.
Well, I mean, it's an hour in total. I've
Yeah.
performed like so many songs for this man. I've climbed up and down on his body. Like, they've got people who come back. How much time has it been?
I would say, honestly,
like
in my
hours.
mind, it's probably no more than a half an hour has taken place.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's probably
okay,
just
okay.
been grueling.
Yeah, he's drunk. It wouldn't take long to get that information out of him.
Okay. That's
He
what I do with
told you
rest
the
of my time.
information because he, according to the words of the spell, idolizes you. And he wants
I mean, who
you
wouldn't?
to feel. He wants you to think he wants you to know how cool he is and how powerful he is, and so he was willing to give up that information because of those things. So yeah, I mean, Laura's right. He quickly and willingly gave up the information to you because he had no reason to hide it from you anymore.
Okay. So, okay. Cool. That's good to know.
So yeah, you got about a half an hour left. And then it's not like as soon as the spell wears off, he like stabs you in the neck or something either. It's just kind of like he no longer feels this like glowingly about you. Kindar, what is your take on this plan of Gusto's? What do you think?
See, I don't know if is there no way that we can get him to reveal this in front of everybody?
Maybe Cleo can. I mean, that's a long shot.
Oh, I'm so.
Yeah, because I just feel like it's very risky to just announce this. He could turn. Maybe what if everybody's in on the plan? What if everybody else is in on it and they'd all just turn on us right away?
I mean, that's a fair thought too.
Yeah,
What
at least
if-
Darcy is going to be in on it, or at least support them regardless if they are or aren't.
I guess if they're already in on it, then it wouldn't matter if we reveal it, or if he does.
I just want to like kill them from the inside out, like one by one.
Tapeworms.
Bunk bed to bunk bed.
Like tape. Did you say like tapeworms?
Yes.
We used to have a 6-bunk bed. Now it's only a 3. So, the crazy goat lady came through here and murdered us.
What? All right. So, what if somehow Cleo pulls out the bag and says, "Found this. What? Tell me more about this. I found on you upstairs." Or something like that, and really get him to tell everybody what that symbol is.
There's no way that he doesn't know that that's missing. There's no way. I stole that from him, like, I feel like a long time ago.
Days ago.
He would think that his wallet and money are missing. I would.
I mean, that otherwise we use that and we call him out and ask him what it is and say that, it was taken off of him after a bit of negotiating. Wink.
Why do we have to call him out? We should just, like, I don't know. We should just, like, get to know, like, what if he has a guy that's bigger than him in Brinchander? And, like, what if I can get the intel on who that is? And, like,
He's the biggest guy there is.
It's
so he says,
Sister
that's very
Shandar
valid.
motherfucking Froth, alright?
I just want to see if there's any information I can get on, like, if we're gonna head towards Brinchander eventually anyway, like, what info can we get on that? And, like, what are his friends willing to say? And, like, I don't know. I'm curious on, like, what information they're willing to give up. Because if this is that, like, big and we don't want to just take out their whole clan, like, just right now. Like, I mean, I don't know.
No, I listen, I think you have 3 viable options here. From just tell me if I'm wrong. There's 3 things that you're thinking about. Thing 1, you follow him home and you murder him in a snowbank and leave his body in the woods. Right? I mean, is that a viable option? Yeah, absolutely. You know this guy's evil, an evil dude, right? And he basically was gonna murder an innocent person for power. So like this guy is irredeemable. I think everybody probably feels that way. So like fuck him. Yeah, you follow him home and you stab him in the neck and he dies in the snow.
Do they all feel that way though? Does Kyndar feel that way?
Maybe
I
not.
think Fifth does.
Theft does for sure. Theft does for sure.
Fifth can probably hide the body.
And yeah, I'm not trying to speak for your characters, but like maybe doesn't deserve like a gruesome death, but certainly is evil, needs to be dealt with, right? Well, and it doesn't need to be necessarily murder in the snow either. It can be take him to the authorities and put him in jail. Whatever your form of justice is. I'm sure there's some members of the party who do want to see him dead. Cleo being one of them, I think. So that's option 1. Option 2 is what Sunflower just suggested. So option 2 is like, this guy is clearly not in charge. So maybe there's, and this is sort of a little bit what Gusto's plan is too, is like there's more to know, and so we need to figure out a way to know that those other pieces. How can we figure out these other pieces? And so Cleo is like, well, if we just leave it for now, maybe we can just like learn more about this organization by getting it right from him in a sort of a friendly way. And Gusto's way is like, no, I don't want to do it in a friendly way. I want him to call him out on the carpet and make him explain this in front of the entire town, which is essentially here in this building right now. So as I see it, those are kind of the 3 plans that you guys have, and I'm not going to push you one way or the other, but you will have to figure out what you want to do.
I guess there's one more thing that I want to maybe throw in here, that maybe Fef can start talking to townspeople saying, I saw these people when they were running out, and they had like the symbol of the Zentrum on them, and somebody definitely coordinated that. There's no way they would have just come here, and I'm worried about the presence of them here.
So you ask Fef to lie?
A lie to try to get a little. I mean, it's a half truth because it was the Zentrum there, but it's the lie that he witnessed that he witnessed them. So the way that we encountered that it was the Zentrum would be the lie.
Because like it's true, but Fef doesn't fully know that. Fef didn't see it, but that is technically what happened. But Fef doesn't know that. I like spreading almost just
Whisper
spreading
campaign.
distrust. Yeah. So that way, they don't trust him to be the town speaker, at least.
How about a compromise? How about we send Fef to do a whisper campaign? We let Cleo keep doing what she's doing for the next half hour until her charm wears off, and then after that, then we out him, because the rest of the people in the bar should already know and want to hear more.
Yeah, I think.
But what if he just tries to like run away, or like what if his buddy, like how many of his buddies are there? 6? Was there 6 of them?
I think he has. Yeah, it's a 7 tall bunk bed, so there's 6 other friends.
And then how many
it was a
people?
6-person bunk bed.
How many people are like in this bar right now that seem like townspeople that weren't necessarily with his like group?
First of all, Vlor, if it was only 6 enemies, the CR would be lower, but the 7 bunk bed makes it a higher CR. So,
furniture.
Yeah. So, Cleo, great question. There's a lot of people in here right now, and a lot of people are. The majority of the town has like very strong positive feelings for Shandar right now, because they don't have the benefit of the last hour of information that your party has been obtaining about this act that happened, this fight that happened. So in the like immediate area, there's his buddies who are clearly on his side, and you've been hanging out with him here for a few minutes as his buddies drink and whatever, and they're clearly with him. They're buying him drinks and talking him up and all that good stuff, and like telling him how great he's going to be as the next town speaker, and how they'll drink mead until they're pass out and all that stuff. Free mead.
Okay.
And then So beyond those people, there's a lot of other people that are just, like not part of his crew, but that they all have like very positive. They're slapping him on the back and stuff as they walk by. So like they feel very positively about him because he is the hero of the day. He saved the day, and that's what the vast majority of people think in the bar right now.
Okay. I am gonna, while this is happening, I want to continuously do they have like shots, like vodka? Is it just mead? Only mead?
I would imagine they have some other drinks there.
Okay.
Some ale or something. Yeah.
I just want stuff that looks like, I want to get like shots, but I want one shot that's water. And I want to give that to Shandar, but I just want to get him drunk I want him to think he's getting drunk without him really getting. I'm going to tell him that this is like really good vodka. It doesn't even taste like vodka.
So you're just like giving him water?
Yeah.
So this is a reverse Kyn'dar really situation.
Yeah, I want to get his friends drunk. I want to find out stuff about them, but I also just, during the whole time, I just want to be continuously getting his friends wasted, but not Shandar wasted.
Okay.
Yeah. That's my plan.
So you want Shandar to be you want Shandar to be sobering up and then his buddies to be getting even more drunk?
Yeah, I want to just keep Shandar tipsy feeling. I don't want him to get wasted. I want his friends to be fucking stumbling wasted, because if something goes down when we call this guy out, I don't really feel like his friends having full mobility. But I want Shandar to be able to explain himself.
I think that's an excellent plan. Why don't you give me a sleight of hand check?
Okay. Oh jeez.
While that's happening, I feel like Jordy's kind of be stewing on this, and I think he would kind of be by the door, almost being like a bouncer. Just kind of watching everyone cheer on Shandar, just sitting there, kind of brooding, grinding his teeth, seeing every slap on the back. Just
every one of them making him more
just
pissed.
Sitting by the door just in case, because he knows that there's some kind of plan they might try to leave. Just kind of chilling by the door, and that's kind of was his job before being kind of just like a bouncer in a tavern.
Well, that's kind of what I was gonna say. This is a hard role for Jordy to shake. I feel like this is when we met Jordy, he was performing this as a job.
Yeah.
Can I use one of my inspirations on this?
Of course you can.
And that's just an advantage?
Yep.
Okay, great. My sleight of hand is +7, so this is going to be amazing.
Yeah, I know. 2 1s incoming.
Don't even put that energy. Oh, God, do I even need a roll? So
No.
I'll do it anyway.
You can
Yeah,
you can crit on your you easily. Nobody sees you. Switch this
It's a
drink
crit.
out
They're
for
all
water.
all get poisoned and died.
Great.
Yeah, really. Nobody sees you switch. You're giving them the real stuff, but nobody sees you switch out Shandar's drink for just a water.
Okay.
It's core water.
Cool.
It's I'm contractually obligated to let you know that's core water. The finest Icelandic glacier water, and I don't know anything about core water.
I just while I'm there, just I don't know if I need to get in deep conversations, but I'm just kind of curious of any other names. I want to ask them oh, so who else do you guys work for? What do you guys do? All those kind of small details, nothing too deep, because I feel if I dug too deep, his friends would be what is wrong with this girl? But I'm just curious of knowledge of their group and the situation.
So Shandar's a pretty dumb guy, right? Just in your interactions with him, he's not real intelligent. You realize that in the land of the blind, the man with one eye is king, right? And that's the land of the stupid. The man with some slight intelligence is king, and that's Shandar Froth, because his buddies are dumb as rocks. These guys know how to do one thing, which is go into the woods and chop down a tree and then drink real heavily the rest of the day. That's what these guys do. And it's immediately apparent to you, Cleo, that these guys... like these guys are too dumb to be in an organization like the Zentarum. Like they're worthless. Like they're just real stupid lowlifes who literally just follow this guy because he's the loudest and the meanest, and that's that. So
That's my guy.
You don't think that, yeah, right? Yeah, you just really get the feeling that like I said, these guys are just kind of like too simple to be part of some nefarious organization. And it's the same kind of feeling that you got after hearing Shandar tell the story a few times from him. Like he's like barely there, and it's probably just somebody throwing him a bone to be in this group. But yeah, these guys just follow Shandar because he's the loudest and meanest and maybe the smartest, but that's being generous.
Okay. Does Shandar have any more information he's willing to share with me? Like any friends he works with, like bosses that he thinks he's cooler than, or like I'm curious about like his group in Bryn Shandar, but I picture him not saying that he really has bosses, so I don't know.
Okay. Before I give you any kind of an answer, I have to know what exactly he knows. So let me just make a triple sure about some aspects.
Maybe ask him something about Targos?
Yeah, Sunflower, I think you're confusing Bryn Shandar with Targus, which is where he said he got those dudes from.
Yeah, I remember him saying the Targo stuff in my little performance-y stuff. Yeah, I want to ask him about, like, Bryn Shandar and other people he knows, and, like, how many of them are there kind of questions. Any names. But, like, I'm still really flirting with him.
He gets a little clammed up when you start asking him about specifics. And he almost seems like he's embarrassed.
I grab his knee and I say, "Come on, baby, you can tell me anything." And just to like schmooze his ego, and I tell him that he's so powerful, and just to make him feel better.
Give me a persuasion check.
I'm gonna use another one of my inspirations. Just want to be safe. That's 2 inspirations I've used so far. Okay.
That's amazing, Amnesiac, by the way. What's going on, dude? Amnesiac says in chat. Amnesiac sits off to the side, telling patrons the tale of Kindar going out in icy weather and getting knocked out while a legendary pair of frost boots are in his bag. Alright, what's that persuasion check there, Cleo?
First one was 13, second one was 25. So thank goodness for inspirations.
5, my goodness gracious. So Shandar gets a little quiet, Cleo, and he's just kind of whispering to you and trying to make sure that his friends aren't hearing him. And he kind of tells you this story about how he didn't always live in 10 towns. But when he was a younger dwarf, he actually murdered another dwarf in the faraway town of Mirabar. And the Zentarum tracked him down to Icewind Dale a few years ago. And he tells you that he's basically in the Zentarum because it's a combination of he feels like it's every man for himself right now. So he's got to look out for him, number one. And also a combination of that the Zentarum are blackmailing him.
Okay. I tell him that he could be my number one. And then I ask him, well, who's the name of the person that is blackmailing you?
And he
gives
there, like,
you a specific
the name, which is Nerth Maxlindenar. Naerth Maxildanarr.
I tell him that sounds like a stupid name. Tell me more about this idiot.
And he just tells you one more thing about this idiot, which is that Nerth Maxildanar is the town speaker of the second largest of the 10 towns, Targus.
So what does that have to do with Brynshand?
What do you mean?
Like, is there like a leader in Brynshander? Is it just in Targos? Like, is there a group in Brynshander?
Once a month, I make the trip to Targus to brief Nerth on exactly what's transpiring in Good Mead. Last time I went, I told him that the town speakership might be in jeopardy, and he concocted this plan. Gone along with the plan, and he says that now I'm going to be the town speaker and I'll have even more power here.
So powerful. So what is his like his overall long-term plan? By the way, you're so powerful.
He doesn't know.
He doesn't know?
No, he's like too low on the totem pole. He doesn't know. He doesn't know what the end game is, just what Nerth has promised him.
Okay, I say, oh, that sounds horrible. I'm gonna go get you another drink for how horrible it is. And I go to the bar and I tell Kyndar and Jordy and Gusto this and Vlor this information discreetly, as if he's like not watching.
Kyndar has a hallucination up that says like, "Please tip your bartender." It's just like a floating scroll. So I'm gonna ask everybody how they feel about it, but I would think that the person that's probably most pissed off by this news would be Jordy, a resident of 10 Towns. You hear this name, you know this guy's the town speaker. Targus is a big deal here. It is. I'll read you a little bit about Targus, because we're on the subject now. And I have to say, I talked a little bit about this with Vlor on one of the Unconscious and Dying, or last Unconscious and Dying, but this adventure, and it happens on like every D&D adventure is like this in some way, but this adventure specifically is like such an open sandbox that our adventure so far could have gone so drastically differently with just a few small things. Like, we could have started in Targus. Targus could have been the first thing we did, right? It could have been the very first thing we did, and then we'd circle back down here. I mean, the fact that we started where we did, we've spent now so much time in Good Mead, right? Like, this is home base. You think every party's going to Good Mead, and Good Mead is where they like wind up meeting the most powerful allies? Like, no way. That's just very cool to me, and I love that part of this. It's just like, this could have gone so differently. If I play this again 20 years from now with another group of players, it's going to go completely differently than the first 16 episodes of this have. Targus, like Brynshander, is encircled by a wooden wall, which helps guard the town against orcs and other threats from the wilderness. The wall extends onto the lake, creating a safe harbor for the town's boats. Of course, the lake is frozen over now with the Auril, the Frostmaiden's curse here. Almost all of the towns in Icewind Dale make their living off the lakes, but nowhere is that fact more evident than in Targus. The town has always been the biggest fishing fleet and the biggest fishing industry, and everything that goes on here revolves around the hauling of knucklehead trout on Mare Dualden, the lake. And so, obviously, like, this town has struggled because of the curse, the rime of the Frostmaiden, if you will. But it's also the biggest town, and so it's a little bit more ready to weather the storm, weather emergencies like this, and it was in a better place politically to do that. So that's a little bit about Targus, because you guys have not visited that 10 town yet.
That's the one that had that expedition we're going to, right?
Yeah, that was a rumor that you guys heard when you were inquiring, I think with the blacksmith maybe about if anybody was gonna, because you had found the outpost or the
Dwargar.
dwarven
Yeah, the
Dwergar thing, and you were like in the mountains, and you were like, does anybody know about this? And the guy was like, I don't know anything about it, but there's some group in Targus that's heading on an expedition to Kelvin's Cairn. You might be able to catch up with them or get it with them to go and explore this. So those are yeah.
Oh goodness.
Maybe the Zentarum know about the Sunblight. That little shithead was shouting before he hopped into his hole.
Wafflecone, thank you so much
So
for the
often.
45 months, dude. Holy
That's
shit.
exactly what I was thinking.
That's that's still is in the back of my head every time I play this. Is that little fucker hopping down there?
And then you guys being like, peace.
Maybe the Zentarum know what's going on up there.
Yeah. Maybe they are what's going on up there.
Yeah, maybe they're establishing some sort of like secret hideout there.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean the best place to be out in the tundra is probably underground. Not to worry about the weather and all that. And Dwergar just live underground. I think they actually get disadvantage if they're in sunlight. So this is perfect for them. I feel like Jordy would also know that because I feel like, well, yeah, because he's from Battlehammer. Battlehammer had to fight them. I don't think Jordy did, but at one point they did have to fight a bunch of Dwergar and
Yeah,
other things down in the depths of the world.
I read that novel.
So I think while Cleo was over there smoozing Shandar still, we would have sent Fef to speak with the other townspeople.
Yeah, I imagine during this whole scene, you see like Fef moving throughout the crowd and getting his closer allies, and a lot of them kind of give. You can see as he's talking to them, they're like looking at the like Shandar, in Shandar's direction, looking kind of incredulously. A gift of 3 to the DM. Waffle, I have so many. I have so much pluses to my rolls tonight. It's nuts. Thank you so much, dude. So yeah, but he's making his way through the crowd, and eventually you get the feeling that, you know, everybody that he's gonna basically try to reach out to is. Oh, give it to Jackson. Jackson, a +3 from Waffle Cup.
Okay. Are you sure he doesn't actually mean my character from
To your
our-
other character from a game, not this game. So as far as much as that plan is gonna like work, it has been implemented, Gusto.
Then I'd say to Cleo, maybe since you've got as much information as we're probably going to get from him, you could head back over there, and we could maybe have you pull out the purse and say, "Hey, look, I found your purse. Oh, is this the emblem of the Zentarum?" Because I'm sure Fef would have been mentioning that to the people that he heard that those people were from the Zentarum.
But then, is there money still left in it?
Yeah.
Take the money.
Doesn't mean you have to leave the money in there.
Yeah.
But
Maybe-
what if that coin purse comes in handy like later when it's cargo?
We're not giving it up.
Okay.
You're just
But
showing
then-
it.
But then he's gonna be like, yeah, and then give it.
But then everybody's gonna see and hear because you'll say it loud enough. And then when that's the case, then we can take him into custody so that all the people would hear.
Yeah. Maybe
Set the-
leave just one coin in there to show that the money came from Targos. Because I feel like that would be a bit suspicious that he's getting money from another town that's relatively far away.
Or you could leave all the money in there until after the thing is done, and then you can take the money in the purse.
Okay. So but you want me to call him out?
I guess it would be like, not necessarily call him out, be like, hey, I found this. There's this symbol in there. Is that the Zentara you're talking about? I think not like straight up like put him on the spot, but kind of like be naive about it. But we all know what you're doing, but he doesn't.
Okay, I do the little like bend and snap motion. I like bend down and I come up with this little purse and I go, "Oh my god, is this yours? I just found this on the ground. Is this that logo you were talking about of the Zentera group?" And I just say it really loudly and then I'm holding it in front of him. But like really ditzy, almost like more ditzy than I normally am, just so I look really dumb. I don't know
So
what I'm
you say
talking
this
about.
in a way to like hope to grab the attention of his friends? Or it's like the
Of
people
the other
around?
people.
Okay. So like,
Like
pretty
that,
loudly.
what they want me to do. Right?
Yeah.
That's what you guys want? Okay,
Yeah.
then yes. Fair, but not so loud that it's like he can tell that I'm just fucking him over right now. Like, but loud enough.
There's a record scratch. The music stops. Everybody stops. Yeah, this is a tough situation for me for how I want to handle this. So I'll talk it out with you guys. So you spread the rumor. So they've heard this, but they don't know if it's more than a rumor, really, that Fef has told them. Like, they trust Fef, but also it's like trust their own eyes in a way, because they saw him, fight these people off. They kind of don't know that he has any, like, they don't know what you know, right? Really, like the depth of what you know. They just have kind of a rumor. And so yeah, Shandar like grabs at the purse.
I grab it back. I don't let him take it. I hold it.
What if a coin from Targos happens to fall out, and you're like, "Oh, what's this weird coin?"
I don't let him grab the purse.
Yeah, so
I
he's
just
like,
go, "What? I just found it."
I've been missing that for days. You know how long it took me to get all that gold?
I kind of schmooze him a little bit and I go, "Come on, honey, let me hang on to it just for a little bit. It looks so pretty, right? What is this logo? Is this that group you're talking about? What's it called? What's it called?
What's his logo? What's it called? No, really, fish suit. What's it called?
And I just say that really loudly.
And at that moment, your enthralling performance wears off, and he takes a swing at you. No, I will say that your enthralling performance is running a little low here.
I
and he's
picture
like-
it running a little low. I don't want to be around him very long. I kind of want him to admit this purse is his so that other people hear it. And then the second that he admits it, I kind of want to book it towards the bar and my people and not be near him.
Yeah, so he's like kind of looking. He's like saying it to you, Cleo, but he's kind of looking around at the other people. Like, it's just a picture of a dragon on the front. I don't know. It just says, "Give me my gold. Give me my gold back."
Oh, this is your gold in your purse? Wait, this is yours?
Yeah, I carry a purse. It's more of a man bag, but
Can I hear that? Am I able to like hear all this
yeah, I
conversation?
think it's happening rather loudly.
So
Well, what-
I say that is the symbol of the Zentrum on it. Like I'd say that like as if like I recognize it.
I'm just
Oh,
I'm just a logger. I don't know what symbols are.
I
Could Jordan
take
chime in too? It'd be like, since she asked like where the coin is, like, hey, that coin's from Targos.
I start to slowly back up as people are saying this stuff, though. Like, I'm not about to be right in this man's face as people are starting to get in his face.
And so
I-
you're backing up, but I feel like you're backing away, Cleo. And this is just in my mind's eye. You're backing away, and Shandar's looking at you like incredulous and pissed as the enthralling performance like wears off, and you just give him like a little bye, like a little finger
Little
trill.
finger guns. Or
Yeah,
whatever.
exactly.
Yeah,
And you
something
like
that.
back into the like Homer backing into the bush. You like
Exactly,
back
that's what
into
I
the
was
crowd, and the
Yes.
crowd starts to like close in on Shandar, and like in the front of the crowd that's closing in and start to like hurl questions at him. Is Fef Morin, and so they're all like. They've heard the rumor now. They've seen the purse. You have basically convinced the people of Good Mead of what has, what really happened. And so there's kind of a scene of chaos here. townspeople are surrounding Shandar, and his buddies like immediately abandon him. Like when
Can we have Jordy lock the door?
oh yeah, Jordy's like at the door.
Jordy's just like sitting.
Yeah,
at the
I
door,
would have
just,
given him a look
typical
to
bouncer
say, "Hey,
pose,
can you
where it's just, like,
lock that
arms
door?
crossed,
Can you?"
make himself look big?
There's a guy who's like making his way towards the exit, and Jordy's standing there, and he just does one of those things where he's like walking really fast towards the exit, sees Jordy, and then just like turns right around and gets walking at the same speed. Like, I definitely see that happening here. Yeah, so like his buddies are trying to leave too, and you're like, no, not happening. But long story short of it, there's some shouting. There is some, commotion, but within a few minutes, they have basically placed Shandar Froth under arrest. And luckily, there's no lynching here. But he's like, Feth basically like pushes Shandar up to you, like especially to Jordy. Gusto, I imagine you're over there. Leo's kind of rejoined. What do we do with him now? I mean, I'm no sheriff. I'm not even the town speaker. We don't even have a town speaker. What do we do with him now? I'm afraid if we leave him here, my cooler head prevailed. And he kind of looks to you, Kyndar. He for some acknowledgement that his cooler head prevailed and he didn't murder him where he stood, because he probably could have. My cooler head prevailed, but I can't speak for the rest of this town knowing what he did. Knowing what he almost just basically sunk our town, almost killed he did kill townspeople. That's right. I forgot that people actually died.
He did.
He did
like
kill townspeople. So like, he's saying like, listen, I'm not going to murder this guy, but I can't guarantee that the other 100 people in this meat hall are not going to murder this guy, or the families of the people who died are not going to murder this guy. So you guys figured this out, but now it's you got to deal with this. What now?
Is he in handcuffs or anything?
He's like tied up.
Okay, great. I walk up to him and I go, "You liked this a lot the other day. Why not so much now?" Or the other hour, or like a little bit ago, something clever like that.
And he spits in your face, and he's like, "Witch!
I wipe it off. I take my hand up and then I smack him with it. I take this spit off and I go, "Gross," and I back.
If you didn't hit him, Jordan was going to hit him a lot harder.
Oh, I smacked him with the spit that he spit in.
Gusto takes out a dagger, just slits his throat. Good night, sweet prince.
That was literally what I was thinking about. But then I remembered I don't have any daggers on me. It would have had to have been the mace
Just
in his
gave
head.
his head in.
Yeah. Yeah, and that would have been so nice.
Ooh, I also take the person in front of him and I dangle it and I say, "I think I'm gonna hang on to this one for a while," and I put it back, just to piss him off a little bit more too.
GH just posted the 2 gifs on the Discord. You guys see these? Of Cleo backing into the crowd and then the guy like trying to leave the bar.
Wait, I need to see. What channel is it in?
Dungeons and Dance Games.
yeah, that's so it.
Yep, exactly.
Oh, okay, not gonna leave then. Okay, cool. Yeah. So, what are we doing? What are we doing? With this guy?
I'd go and get Olivessa, because she needs to be there. If anything, to convince Jordy that he could be the town speaker. But we'll definitely need the next person in line, basically, to be there and have a discussion about who's going to run the town. Because obviously Shandar is not fit.
Yeah,
2 other people were injured as well and survived, right?
that's right.
Yep.
They should definitely get a say too, because they were like directly almost killed if it wasn't for Gusto. I don't know where they are exactly, but I feel like they should be at least informed.
They were airlifted to Bryn Shander. Their
By
injuries,
Lord.
their injuries
ICU.
are pretty serious, so they The Eagles flew in, basically, Jackson, and flew him to Bryn Shander. No, I mean, I imagine they're here at the mead hall. Somebody, was tending to their wounds. They didn't get the like VIP treatment that Olivessa did, but Gusto saved, 3 lives that day. It's pretty cool.
Still lost 2 of them. 2 or 3.
Oh no, I'm dropping frames. Just looked over and I was dropping frames. I think we're fine now. It was 38 frames. Can we get some Fs in chat for the 38 frames that we just dropped on Twitch?
It was an intense scene.
So yeah, I mean, these guys are, the only problem is like the way we're playing this is that these people are like severely injured. So like they are in bed, receiving medical treatment. If you want to ask them individually, I think that everybody, including Olivessa, is going to recommend that you
hang them,
that you flay them and serve them up as mutton. No, I think the system of justice here is basically there's no jail in Good Mead, so you would take people like this who are accused of crimes to Bryn Shander. And so I think that all the people involved would urge that kind of justice to take them to Bryn Shander and let them go through the legal system, more or less.
We are heading that way.
I mean, Jordy would be fine with that. Because
would he though?
I think he might be able to get like some say in Bryn Shander, even though he just worked at a tavern. He might be able to feel more comfortable getting justice there than in Good Mead.
Everybody, shut up! The bouncer has something to say.
What if the town speaker of Targos is bad? Like, what if the town speaker of Bryn Shander is bad? Like, what if the people that were putting him, what if we put him in a justice system that's corrupt, and then he gets
legit question. I mean, super
That's
legit
true.
questions.
Cleo, if he ends up dead in the middle of the night, that's something that we can't control.
we can't control that. We just can't control that.
I feel like a thieves guild or an organization like the Xantarum might, try and assassinate him in the middle of the night, and I don't think that we could protect him that well from something like that happening.
Yeah, I don't think we could.
But yeah, we'll definitely take him to Bryn Shander.
Kindar, what's your reaction to this?
Yeah, I would love to know.
Kyn'bartender would more on board with what the justice of the area would be. So
Kindar, shied away a little bit from the murder. I'm not so big on the murder, you guys.
we already got him tied up. It would be cruel to kill him like this.
What about you, Jordy?
Yeah, I feel like Jordy probably, there's part of him that wants to just beat him to hell, but I feel like he would have some honors. He's tied up, he's not going to put up a fight. He's as much as part of him would want to, I don't think he could kill him. Just execute him, I guess, because it wouldn't be like a killing. He would just be tied up and then just pop.
Yeah, it would be an execution for sure.
And to make it more, Kyn'bartender does like to play with people's brains a little bit. So as we were traveling, I feel like Kyn'bartender would want to make him hallucinate the entire time, just a Cleo singing WAP.
Oh, can do a little interrogation too on the way there.
Jeez.
I could
We
just
were just
sing it
talking
for him.
about killing him and getting him out of his misery. Y'all are talking about torture.
It's mental torture.
Now who's the unreasonable ones?
Yeah, we were just gonna quickly murder this man, but okay.
No, I don't think I would murder him either, but I wouldn't have any reservations about turning my back to him in case something were to go wrong.
Yeah, if a group of from the association actually show up and one of them would be like, oh, okay.
I would not stop them from killing him.
That's
Like, oh no, don't.
more of our big grade.
Cleo's like filing her nails. Oh no.
I
Gosh.
could so see
Stop.
that.
Oh, man,
Don't do that.
Don't.
No.
All right, bye.
Oh, I couldn't stop it. But yeah, we definitely tie him up and throw him in a closet somewhere until we're ready.
Okay.
Put a chair in front of the door.
Yeah.
You know.
Classic. Okay, yeah, no, I mean, no problem. You got him. So you got him. You can do whatever you want with him.
Perfect.
Counting.
Yeah,
his
he likes a
money.
lot of
Oh,
weird
no.
stuff. You guys can really do whatever you want.
But yeah, I do think that maybe we should have a talk with the whole people of the town, because this kind of throws the whole election into question, doesn't it?
It does.
Town hall meeting, shall we?
I think we should. We should have a town hall meeting.
Gusto stands up on the table, stomps his foot. You have the town's attention, Gusto. What would you like to tell them?
Everyone, listen up.
Peas and carrots.
Your front runner for the election just turned out to be a fraud. Tried to murder the other candidate. I think maybe.
Boo.
Hey, I'm with you. We stopped him. You're welcome.
There's like
but
one guy tries to start the slow clap, but it doesn't start.
thank you. Thank you. Anyways, luckily we were able to get here in time, and I spared Olivessa from dying. Again, you're welcome. But I think it's time we actually have an honest discussion about who should be the new speaker. Olivessa, what do you think?
Jordy tries to just hide in the crowd.
Hey, stop
like
that guy.
Mohawk. His mohawk is clearly above, his head's below, but his mohawk is above, clearly still standing out.
Stop that mohawk.
Olivessa gets up there and she's like she's like needing help to stand. You like
I'd stand right there with
you
her.
help her up onto
Hold her
the
up.
table, and she's like kind of leaning on you, and she goes, "People of Good Mead, we need a leader. We need a leader who's strong and can protect this town from the threats, both foreign and domestic."
Cleo starts to step forward as if she's going to call her name.
We need a leader who is among you, a son of these 10 towns, and a mighty warrior. There's your leader. There's your new speaker right there. And she points to the mohawk, and the crowd parts.
I don't see him. What are we looking at?
Jordy, will you take up the torch and lead Good Mead?
How am I supposed to lead when I still have to take care of Shandar? And they still have everything in Targos going on. What if they come back? I can't just sit here.
10 towns is under a great evil. We look into the sky every day and we see the result of that curse. I can think of no more greater importance than freeing 10 towns from the Frostmaiden's clutches.
Can I just to try to get him to persuade him, I just start going like, Jordy, and try to get people around to start cheering his name.
Kindar will cast a thaumaturgy to get make it seem like there's a group of people joining in.
Olivessa's like, as you, in the name of Good Mead, Jordy, as you travel Icewind Dale and search to end our endless winter, I'll make decisions for the town. I won't be the town speaker, but I and maybe Fef, we can have a council. And when this curse is lifted, Jordy, you'll come back to Good Mead, and you'll sit at the head of this mead hall, and you'll bring prosperity to our town once again. What say you?
Jordy has his head down for a second, and he's kind of like, he tears up a little bit, because that's kind of like what he was been looking for, because he's kind of out of place. Even though he's from the area, he's out of place, and it's finally like someone accepting him in to somewhere, because he didn't really fit in, as you probably can tell physically. He literally doesn't fit in with dwarves.
Yeah.
So he's a little bit emotional about that. Like, he's pretty honored about that. It would be my honor.
And as soon as you say it, the meat hall erupts, and it is just like mayhem. People are like, in a moment, you're heaved up onto people's shoulders, and
I start singing.
Yeah.
I start pouring drinks for everybody.
Woo! The band starts playing again. Yeah, so it's quite the scene. And in that scene, Gusto and Olivessa, you're still standing up on the table, and Olivessa like leans into you further, Gusto, and she just whispers in your ear, "Thank you."
Now it's off to bed. You need your rest.
Oh, yes, these old bones could use a good night's sleep.
And I'll walk her upstairs.
Wait, before Gusto leaves, I take Clyde back. Or before Valer leaves. I picture he had been babysitting him up until this moment where I felt safe.
Clyde has like barbecue chip dust all over his hands and around his
shake
mouth.
my head.
Around
And I'm
his
like,
all over
mouth.
my shoulder. All over my shoulder, just barbecue dust.
I go, what has he been giving?
He's gonna be gassy all night now.
You're welcome.
Jordy, the town speaker of Good Mead. God, I didn't see that coming. I didn't think I'd talk you into it. I wanted to. I tried. I've been trying. I didn't think I'd talk you into it. But yeah, so basically Olivessa says, like, listen, I understand that there is a great evil happening here. And I think that you and your companions might be the ones to actually stop it. So if you go out in the name of Good Mead as our town speaker, I can think of no nobler pursuit than that. I can't think of anything else that I'd want my town speaker to be doing than to try to save all of the people of Icewind Dale, not just the people of Good Mead. So while you're gone, me and Feth and some of our friends, we will make decisions for the town. But you are our town speaker. And when this is all said and done, come back here and you will sit in the big chair, and you'll protect our town and you'll make it prosperous again. So, very cool.
Yeah, that's kind of the arrangement I was hoping for. So I kind of did want to do that, just like I couldn't like stop everything.
Yeah, Jackson, roll up a new character, please, because Jordy's just chilling in Good Mead now. All right. The party eventually dies down. Jordy, you have more to drink than you've ever drank in your whole entire life. If there's nothing else that anybody wants to do on this evening, it's been quite a full day.
I do.
Gusto, what's up?
So I would be taking Olivessa back up to the room.
Making
Because she needs
sweet
to-
love to her.
Ooh.
No, I lay her in the bed and then slice her throat.
I like where this is going. Go on.
No. As we're walking, I'd tell her, I'd probably try and have a conversation with her. We just got back from Dugan's Hole.
She's like,
And
what are those hicks up to now?
no, none of that anymore. We're stopping this feud, and there's going to be some trade. We're working together. We're getting these towns back together. We're opening up a shop. We're going to get some tools and things down from Bryn Shander. We're going to get the trade flowing again. We're bringing these towns back to life.
She leads you over to like the window. She sits up in bed. It's some effort still. She walks you over to the window. She says, Gustav, come here. And she points out the window, and you can see some lights out on the water, out on the ice. You can see some lights of people who are ice fishing here. Basically, it's the middle of the night, but it's kind of always the middle of the night. You can see some torches out on the lake, and you can see some figures standing next to the holes in the ice trying to catch the meager knucklehead trout that make their way this far south. And she goes, Vlor. I forget that nobody knows your real name. She goes, Vlor. They don't call that body of water Red Waters for nothing. My ancestors, Edgra's ancestors, who she has probably married to, and never mind. They fought, and they died for that lake, for what was out on that lake. It's generations of fighting. It's not going to be undone overnight by a group of strangers. Now, you have powers beyond my own, beyond anything that I've ever seen. That man who stands now as our speaker is one of the most powerful warriors I've ever seen in my days.
Cut to Jordy's shit-faced at the tavern.
I'm a golden god!
Yep.
But magics and brute force, those are not what's going to bring these people together. You're going to need to show them real results. You're going to need to show my people results. Now, I'm willing to band together. Sure, we can joke a little bit about Dugan's Hole. They probably see us in our ivory tower with our bees up here. But this generational divide can't be undone overnight. You're gonna have to show these people. You're gonna have to show these people results. Really, what you're gonna bring them. You're gonna have to show that to us and to Dugan's Hole and whoever else you wish to unite against in this front, against this curse that's all befallen us. She kind of shuffles back over to the bed and lays down.
Well, we're getting together some supplies to send down to Dugan's Hole. They've got some oil that they've kept for the people. And maybe they'll be bringing a barrel of oil back to you as a sign of good faith in order to get trade started again. I understand there's been generations died, but let them stay dead and let their feud die with them. That's the only way this town, these 10 towns, are going to survive, especially against a group. It's little by little. But it's going to take more than just us running around. It's going to take the people of the towns being willing to change as well. Just keep that in mind.
And she squeezes your hand as you are assuming you're leaving. You tell her that you're leaving. She squeezes your hand and she goes, I trust you. You leave?
Get some sleep.
She's snoring by the time you leave. She's had a tough day. It's been a hard day for old Abessa Untapur. All right, anything else tonight? You guys just getting your long rest?
Yeah.
All right, everybody get your long rest. I actually, when I was starting off today, I actually had forgotten that you guys had taken some damage. You had a little bit of a Yeti fight leading into this. Yeah. So
It's been a long day.
It was a long day. It started with a Yeti fight, and I don't know, ended with you did a murder investigation. It was a long packed day.
Kindar got his first gig as a bartender.
He's got a taste for it. He's like, wakes up the next morning, nobody's in the mood to drink, but he's like, you guys want me to, I can get you White Russian or something? Screwdrivers?
Nothing?
Mimosa? No? Alright. What's the
Use one of
plan?
my college things for the first time. It was a good time.
What's the plan, you guys? What would you like to do? Oh yeah, that's true, Sunflower. You got your first use of your College of Glamour.
My degree is coming to use.
Well, I guess that we go and get that bag. And really take a look at what we've got.
In your storage unit,
Mm-hmm.
and you're talking about the circuit boards.
The circuit boards, yeah.
It's been quite some time since we've talked about the old circuit boards. So
Was Shandor tied up all night? I like to think that.
yeah, Shandor's just in the closet. In the closet. He
It was
probably
a
passed
hard
out in
pack or
there.
something.
Honestly, he'd been hard drinking.
I feel like he threw up on himself as well.
Oh yeah, he's covered
Jordy-
in his own
Jordy-
feces and.
Jordy
vomit.
made sure he was on the side, so he didn't choke on it.
That's the way Hendrix died.
He has dried spit on his face from when I slapped him.
Yeah, so I'll quickly remind you about what we know about the circuit boards, everything to do with the circuit boards. So you guys killed a couple of, what were they?
Vorbeeks.
Verbeegs. That's right. You killed a couple of Verbeegs, and one of them had just come back from it looks like she had been gathering these circuit boards. And I'm using the word circuit boards, but really to your characters, they are some weird metallic green and silvery thing. Like you have no idea what they are. So you found these things. You know next to nothing about them or what they are or what their function is. I think that the best you can do is that Kyndar knows that it's not of something that's not of this world. You know that it's unlike Kyndar has traveled the land and he's never seen anything remotely like this. And in his like you have some kind of like a scholarship or a lore feat or something, Zune. What?
Yeah, with researcher with Sage.
Researcher. That's right. And so that would allow you to kind of know who to even ask about this stuff, and you know that there's just not even anybody to ask. Like, you know that there's the absence of anybody who's going to know anything about this. So I know that's kind of unsatisfying lore, but that's where you are with the circuit boards. Like, it's sort of this thing that is unknowable, and you're not really sure. There's no clue that you can find that's gonna lead you to the next thing.
Georgie thinks the Dwargo have something to do with it. But that's just it.
There's lots of theories. You guys came up with some good theories.
I
Jordy
think
has
Kyndar has something to do with it.
Me?
I mean, he does have that stone.
What does this have to do with the stone?
I don't know.
Leave
What
my
does it
stone
have
out
to
of
do
it.
with the stone?
What?
Can I do a detect
have-
magic on the boards?
Yeah. Let me. Gonna have to look it up. It's
Because,
a little. It's been like 3 months since we've talked about this.
yeah. And me and Cleo don't know about that rock that you're all talking about.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't have been talking about the rock out loud.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Just
no.
in your head.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that Kyndar has something to do with the circuit boards because of the rock.
Like, even if he doesn't know about it,
Yeah.
he probably has
Yeah.
something to do with it.
Like maybe
That'd be neat.
he's not from here
That
as
that
well.
would make sense.
That's why he knows so much about things.
He is a circuit board. Let's cut him open.
He's a warforged this entire time.
Actually, I wrote.
Detect magic, and you got nothing. There's nothing magical about this item.
Okay.
So it's pure engineering. Sounds like the word order to me.
Just as a side note, I am so fucking excited for the tying up of this particular, like, I hope that you, it's not a guarantee that you'll ever figure out what this is, but I hope that you go down the path where you will figure out what this is, because it's so fucking awesome. I just want to throw that out there, that I'm really excited about this particular bit of information. So that's where we are with that. It's like, it's almost as frustrating for me that I can't give you more. You know what I mean? But it doesn't, there's a certain way.
Yeah, because it makes sense that we have no idea what this is.
I mean,
Some
I can't wait to go
giant
back
just
and look at
happened to have
episode
it.
16 when we finally figure this out. Because it's good. It's good stuff.
Did we ever clean or figure out if we could use those items like the wand and the pearl?
You have not discussed that at all since the curse was lifted.
Okay. I think we should take a look at it again to see if it's still got a curse on it. We did figure out that the water is what allowed for it to happen. And we've got a whole barrel of it in our storage.
Oh yeah.
So we should check to see. I guess I can continue doing some detect magic ritually.
And so you're detecting magic on the items, right?
Yeah, the pearl and the wand to make sure that, there's no... I mean, I guess the curse is going to be hard to be able to see whether there's still a curse on it or not. But I'm going to try.
Alrighty. Where can I find this? Special equipment.
Worst case, just try
magic
telekinesis
item,
into the
magic
holy water and hope for the best.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what I was thinking.
that's the other thing.
Okay,
Hopefully they're
Wand of the
waterproof.
War Mage. And you're detecting magic on it?
Mm-hmm. Trying to see if there's anything that we can
Yeah.
detect.
I mean,
curse
it's
or anything.
magic.
Yeah.
Um,
Trying to see if that aura that I saw before was there.
does detect magic, detect curses. So I think I've looked this up before. And I don't think it does. So here's exactly what it says, Vlor, and you can rules lawyer me a little bit on this if you want. If you make a compelling argument, I will rule on your side. Detect magic works to detect magical effects. You would be able to tell a PC was under the effect of magic, but not that they were cursed per se. And that's kind of how we played it with Cleo, right? You detected some sort of a magical presence about her, but you didn't know specifically that it was a curse. You guessed that it was a curse, and that was correct, but I didn't explicitly say, like, yeah, she's cursed.
Yeah.
There's some arcana with it as well. Most methods of identifying items include the identify spell, or fail to reveal a curse. Although lore
Okay.
might hint at it. So I think unless you're specifically casting some kind of detect curse, then I don't think you know whether this item is cursed or not.
How about we have Kyn'bartender pick up the wand?
So as to this moment, no one else has picked up either the Pearl of Power or the Wand of the War Mage.
They're both
No.
in, well, the pearl power's in my bag,
Yes.
and then both of the wands also in my bag.
Yeah, but you have it out now. Everybody's you're examining this stuff.
Apparently, I took it out. Everyone's touching my stuff, and I'm like, ah. I take the pearl of power out, and I hand it to Kyn'bartender, and I will be careful.
You take it.
Well, now Cleo's been handling it.
Yeah, I'm not touching that. Don't give that to me.
I guess we can dump it in the water.
Yeah, we have like a little jar, right?
We have a barrel.
Well, I mean,
Or a
is it with us
cask.
or is it in?
Yeah, it's right there in the
barrel?
storage where
Okay.
you're. It's kind of like where you're at.
We don't want to curse the water. Why don't we just get a little? Why don't we get a little bit of
Glad.
like a cup of it, and just
Pour
enough
over?
that we need, and pour over it or dip it in.
Yeah, let's dip it
What's
in like a little cup.
Waffle
Is there a
cone.
cup or something nearby?
A
Some kind of container.
a mini barrel.
I mean,
Or like a
somebody
little
left,
container.
somebody left a solo cup around, right? That was a big party last night.
Yeah. See, you get a little red solo cup, fill it with some of the water, and you just kind of dip the wand in there. Is that what happens?
Yeah, yeah,
And the pearl, right? Or is that
yeah,
just the
and
wand?
the pearl.
And the pearl.
You do, and the water like immediately turns like an inky black color. As soon as the wand touches the water, basically that happens.
I dare Vlor to drink it.
I act like I'm gonna drink it and like toss it back, but on the side so that it doesn't.
We could have made
Max-
Shandar drink it.
Oh my god!
Wait, I get
But I-
another cup.
But I want her to think that I
So
I'm
you can do a sleight of hand check
with
then
this- yeah.
against Cleo's perception.
Yep.
While this roll is happening, Wafflecone just told the joke in chat, which references one of our other campaigns where Wafflecone murdered somebody in broad daylight in this other campaign, and then they hid his body in a barrel and went and sunk it in like the bay. And as they're throwing the barrel in the bay, a crowd gathers and it's like, oh no, that man dropped his barrel in the bay. We need to get it out. and he's like, no, it's fine. It's totally fine. And then they're starting to like, no, we'll help you. And they're starting to like get to where they're going to get the barrel. And Bookberry's character panics and has like some kind of spell that turns her into like a werewolf. Or she grows like super
like, grows,
long
like,
claws and fangs. Yeah. And so she does that and she's like, look at me. And like distracts them as the barrel sinks to the bottom of the bay. It was one of the most incredible moments of D&D we've ever experienced.
Lawful good cleric.
Okay, it
having
looks
a-
like,
a-
Cleo, that you're pretty aware that Gusto did not drink the inky black water.
Okay. I get a cup and I pour it in there again because I just want to keep the inky water for Shandar.
Well, he poured it out into the ground. He like
No, I take the cup and I fill it up with the water.
With the
and
holy
then put
water.
the inky, yeah.
and then you put
And
the
then
stuff back in,
Yeah, just real quick. I make my little inky concoction.
and it happens again where the water turns like a really inky black. As soon
Great, I keep the water.
you... All right.
What if we pour some of the water over the pearl?
And so if you do that, you can see that as the water touches the pearl, it's turning that black color too. And it's almost like this is gonna be a weird descriptor, but you guys ever like use a bath bomb or see a bath bomb like, in a tub? It's kind of like froths like that. So as you pour this water over top of it, it's like having that effect, and you're having to use like quite a lot. And so I don't know how much you're actually going to use, but after like several,
If I see it start to disintegrate, I take that thing away and I don't let any more water
it's just
go on
kind
top
of
that.
making that sort of like smoky, like bubbling as it's hitting the pearl, but the pearl itself isn't like dissolving. But after a few flasks, Gusto, and like you said, you're getting down to like using quite a lot, you start to see that the water is starting to just pour over the pearl, and eventually that reaction that you're seeing stops.
And the water runs clear?
Yes, and the water runs clear.
Nice.
And so if you do the same for the wand, it does take a solid, like, almost half of the barrel in order to completely cleanse the curses that were on these. But you haven't touched them yet, Gusto, but you're fairly confident that whatever was possessing these items no longer is.
Nice.
And I might add, very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. You take inspiration for that, Blor. I like that.
Oh, nice. Thank you. I would then present the wand to Kyndar, holding it like actually in my hands to show that it's fine to touch now, and say you're probably going to need this in the days to come.
Oh, whoa. I take that wand and I go, excuse me.
Would you like the pearl or the wand?
I took them both. I take both and I
Yeah,
go.
no. Well, I have the pearl in my hand now, so you
I
can
say,
try to take it from
"Don't
me.
even play that, sir.
He takes 3 of the solo
Don't
cups,
even."
turns them upside down, and goes, "Okay, if you can follow where the pearl is, you get to keep it." Yeah, I mean, what do you say to this, Gusto? Cleo's like, "Listen, I found that. That's mine."
I say, quit. As command.
Okay. What kind of roll is that?
Let me pull it up real quick.
I think it's wisdom.
Oh, fun time. It is a wisdom saving throw.
All right. Cleo, make a wisdom saving throw.
I'm gonna inspire myself.
All right.
Can I inspire?
I think you have one left, right?
I have plenty left.
Oh.
I have 3.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
You gave her a lot last session because you didn't have any.
That's right.
Yeah, I had written down like 2 pity inspirations.
Well, one was
3
one was a good
regular.
one, and one was a pity one, and then I gave you one today. So yeah.
Let's see. Wisdom saving throw. Why am I having? No, there it is. Oh, jeez.
It's a big roll.
First one's an 8. Second's a 12.
12.
What's your wisdom modifier?
Plus 0.
Oh, then you don't save. It's a DC 13. I thought you were gonna have some kind of a modifier.
No,
on
she
that.
has a 0 wisdom modifier.
Wow.
Cleo has a 10 wisdom. So you fail, and and Gusto commands you to quit.
Just quit. Like, stop being.
It's a one-word
combative.
command. It's a one-word command.
Yep. Quit.
Quit.
But what does that make me do? That just makes me.
Like, it makes you
fighting?
stop fighting. Yeah, it makes you stop arguing.
Pearl, please.
Do you want the pearl or the wand?
Pearl.
I'll take the wand then.
You hand her the pearl?
She's pissed.
Yeah, it's like a.
And then do you hand Kyndar the wand then?
If I get the wand back from Cleo, I would give it to Kyndar.
Yeah, I mean you.
I give the wand to Kyndar.
Well, that works.
There you
Here,
go.
I have this wand. You can have this because I got it and I'm giving it to you. And I look over at Floor and I mouth to him Gusto one more time. And I glare. And
I'll give her the pearl.
it's my
After she
thing to
gives-
give.
All right.
I say thank you to Cleo, and then I look over at Bor and mouth thank you.
All right, Kyndar, add the Wand of the War Mage to your item list. A +1 Wand of the War Mage. While holding this item, you gain a +1 bonus to spell attack rolls. In addition, you ignore half cover when making a spell attack. So if I ever say, Kyndar, that I'm boosting an enemy's AC because they have partial cover, you can say, fish soup. Not against me, my friend.
Not today.
Not today, mother fish soup. Okay, guys, let's call it a night there. We went a little late. We got the full 2 hours in. Thank you guys so much. A super fun session, and we'll pick up next time with Cleo and Gusto in perfect harmony with one another.